Jobless claims coming in at 250,000. So that's how many filed for jobless claims last week. Slightly higher than estimates, but still within the range. It all tells the story of a solid jobs market. And the question mark continues to be, then where are the wages? Well, joining us now from New York is Tom Porcelli, RBC Capital Markets chief, a U.S. economist. Tom, where are all these jobs coming from?
They're coming from all sorts of different areas. I mean, I think what's more critical than where they're coming from is the fact that we continue to pull people from the sidelines. That is something that we have been sort of surprised by, to be honest with you. The percent of people not in the labor force have actually continued to decline because they're actually making their way into the labor force. So it's been a pretty fascinating development. And to your question, your earlier question on wages, we think that's one of the things that's actually acting as a ceiling over the wage profile for most folks. If you keep on pulling these people from the sidelines, it's going to act as a suppressant from a wage perspective. Make no mistake, wages have advanced. They've not advanced as much as some people might want, but they have advanced. But we do think that that's acting as a ceiling to some extent.
Tom, there's no question we're pulling them in, but it's at a fairly slow pace if you look at it, actually. Sure. And we're still not down to the levels that we were before the crisis and things. Yep. What is going to be required to really pull those people all in? And does that give us an indication of how much further we have to go?
Yeah, so I think, again, you have to actually ask the question, well, do we want them all in one fell swoop, right? I mean, this sort of nice, steady approach, I think, is much less volatile idea. I think it means that it could also go on for much longer. And that's something that I think has to be kept in mind. So think about it from an unemployment rate perspective. If we get back down to levels that we saw prior to the downturn, what that would actually mean is that you could actually see an unemployment rate that has a 2 handle. I mean, it's conceivable that you can have a 2 handle in the unemployment rate by 2019. So a 3 handle in the unemployment rate this year, I think, is a foregone conclusion. The thing that we're wondering about now is if we were able to continue to sort of, casually, sort of slowly pull these people from the sidelines. Does that enable us to get down to a 2 handle on the unemployment rate? And we think that's a high probability event.